So topic of discussion today is WTO's Agreement on Agriculture and Food Security in India. We all know that we have challenges related to food security in India, and that challenge is multifaceted. That means एक तरफ तो ये है कि our farmers have very low income. It's about in 2019 it was about 10,000 rupees per month. ठीक है, तो that's very poor from any standard. ठीक है, 10,000 rupees per month of income, that's our farmers. And then farm suicide is high. तो एक तरफ तो इंडिया के farmers जो हैं वो struggle कर रहे हैं, and then on the other side we have the challenge of food security. That means our people are not having enough quality food. That is reflected in both international indexes. ठीक है, तो global hunger index में आता है. Even if we say कि global hunger index जो है वो बाहर का डेटा है, maybe we don't agree with that, but national NFHS जो है, National Family Health Survey, that is our own Ministry of Women's का जो वो डेटा है. So all kind of data agrees on this, that malnutrition level in India is high. Okay? So there is no doubt about two problems. Indian farmers are struggling economically. Or second point, food security is a concern in India. In order to deal with these problems, India provides some of the subsidies. Okay, so कुछ subsidies के बारे में we will see. Some of the subsidies like say public distribution program जो है इंडिया का, जहाँ पर कि हम लोग मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पर गवर्नमेंट फार्मर्स से कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स खरीदती है, देन इट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स इट एट लो प्राइस एट पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम. ठीक है, पीडीएस सिस्टम जिसको कोटा पर बेचने वाला दुकान कहते हैं, वहां पर बेचता है. तो फार्मर से लिया मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पर, दैट मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस इज डिसाइडेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट, इट इज नॉट डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड विथ मार्केट प्राइस. वहां से लेकर के फिर cheap prices पर लोगों को दिया. ठीक है, so that is the solution India have found. Okay, of course there is one solution, there is not a permanent solution, but for now this is the solution India have. Then we will see that the subsidies have their own challenges. Subsidies are said to be trade distorting. We will see ki how, and then we will see ki what type of measures WTO have taken in order to deal with subsidies which are trade distorting. Okay, so this is the situation. Okay, this is the situation we have in India. These data are from various newspaper clippings in India, and this shows the level of problem India is facing. Like this is related to farm death. 154 farmers daily basis die by suicide daily. Okay, then this is related to, so this shows farmers' distress. Okay, 33 lakh children in India are malnourished. This is Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, this is just one part of the problem. Okay, this is Ministry of Child Development का data है, and we have another data. NFHS 5 says that under 5 children में, जो बच्चे 0 से 5 साल तक के हैं, in under 5 children, about 35% of children are stunted. ठीक है, about 35% of under 5 children in India are stunted. Stunted मतलब low height for given age. Okay, so about 35% of India's children are stunted in age. Stunted. That means India have a malnutrition problem. India have a nutritional problem. इसमें कोई दो डाउट नहीं है. There is no problem, मतलब there is no question in that. Global hunger index, India ranks 111 out of 125 countries. So the other organizations, international organizations, are also pointing out same thing. Maybe they are pointing out more intense level of hunger in India, but everybody agrees that India has this problem. This is again farm distress. And then about 99% of farm holdings are of low income or resource poor. Okay, this is agriculture census. Okay, so that means India faces twin problem. ठीक है, दो type का problem India face कर रहा है. One is the problem of farm distress. Okay, so India faces two problems. One is the problem of farm distress. Okay, farmers have poor income, farmers are committing suicide. And the second is problem of nutritional security, lack of nutritional security. In order to deal with these problems, India have come up with, in order to deal with this problem, India have come up with subsidies as one of the solution कि इसको solve करने के लिए subsidy देंगे. That subsidy scheme जो है, it is called Public Stockholding Program of India. ठीक है, Public Stockholding Program of India. In Public Stockholding Program, what happens? Suppose this is farmer, this is Food Corporation of India, this is state government, and this is PDS shop. ठीक है, this is जनता. ठीक है, this is public. So under Public Stockholding Program of India, Food Corporation of India procures some designated, already designated food crops like say rice, wheat, millets. ठीक है, all these things, about 23 crops government announces about for 23 crops government announces minimum support price. ठीक है, so at this minimum support price, Food Corporation of India is buying products from the farm. ठीक है, at MSP ये buy करता है. Generally MSP is not linked to the market price. ठीक है, generally MSP is said to be at a level if the total price, if market price goes below MSP, then government says that we will buy product from you at MSP. ठीक है, तो अगर MSP के नीचे market price जाता है, तो farmers have option of selling it to the government. Okay, we will come to it that this is the whole problem. ठीक है, this is the whole problem according to WTO, that MSP is being set artificially by the government. MSP is not linked to the market price. Okay, so MSP, this is decided by the government, central government, not directly linked with market price. So when government ensures the farmer that your product will be bought at a given price, MSP at a minimum price by Food Corporation of India, that means farmers have an assurance that, and because of that assurance, farmer also grows crop. Okay, they think that okay, they will their risk is minimized. Government will buy it. Okay, and farmers are also assured of some return. Okay, so because MSP is declared at 50% of the जो production cost है, so at least 50% of the production cost is fixed. ठीक है, उससे ज्यादा भी देते हैं. For some crops, it is even more than 80%, but at least 50% of the production cost का ये जो है MSP पर fixed है. ठीक है, so farmers have some security. So by MSP, government is trying to protect the farmer, and then these crops finally goes to a state government, and then from state government it goes to PDS shops. ठीक है, public distribution system. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आ गया PDS पर. Normally they do not. Okay, normally FCI do not export it. Normally FCI stores it either तो PDS shop पे बांट देता है और रख करके बफर स्टॉक बना लेता है normally. ठीक है, okay, then the farmer, then the government is giving it to the public at cheap price. And the cheap price का क्या मतलब हो गया? RS3 per kg देता है राइस के लिए, RS2 per kg देता है wheat के लिए, and which is the third crop? तीसरा क्रॉप क्या मिलता है PDS पर? तो RS1 per kg coarse grain. ठीक है, तो in coarse grain there can be bajra, there can be other forms of millets. Okay, so this is the whole formula जो गवर्नमेंट का पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग प्रोग्राम का फॉर्मूला है कि MSP से फार्मर को सपोर्ट करो और चीप प्राइस पर पब्लिक को दे करके ट्राई टू इंश्योर द फूड सिक्योरिटी. Okay, this is the two things. Okay, now we will see that why dispute arises. ठीक है, सरकार अपना पैसा खर्च कर रही है, तो WTO का क्या दिक्कत है? ठीक है, why this whole debate arises and what is the stand of the government on that debate. ठीक है, so minimum support price are said to be trade distorting because it is said that minimum support price is not based on market price. Okay, तो market price तो अलग है. Minimum support price is an artificial price. It is said that market decides price on the basis of supply and demand. Okay, and market is said to be more efficient way to allocate the resources. जो भी economic resources हैं या जिसको फायदा होना है, इसको नुकसान होना है, market will decide in a more efficient manner. So because of MSP, because of artificially set MSP, normally food prices in India are higher, right? Yes, they do not create level playing field, right? Okay, so because MSP is not linked with market price, okay, and so MSP is said to be price distortionary. Because what happens, suppose market price of something is 30 rupees, okay, किसी चीज का market price is 30 rupees, okay, but if MSP is RS say 40, what happens? If MSP is RS 40 and the market price is 30 rupees, farmers will sell it to the government at MSP. Okay. If farmers will start selling to the government at MSP 40 rupees, then market will also have to eventually match the MSP. If market want to buy product from the farmer and farmer already have an option of MSP, then market will also have to increase its prices. ठीक है? क्योंकि अगर मार्केट इंक्रीज प्राइस नहीं करेगा तो फार्मर्स मार्केट को नहीं बेचेंगे, फार्मर्स जो है फिर गवर्नमेंट को एमएसपी पर बेच देंगे. ठीक है? सो ओवरऑल सो दिस लीड्स टू डिस्टॉर्शन इन मार्केट प्राइसेस. ओके, सो artificially inflated. Now the thing is that okay, yes, there are more challenges related to minimum support price का. Distorting of market in this way is just one of the challenges. MSP has many more criticisms. ठीक है? MSP के कारण जो है हमारा सिस्टम राइस व्हीट सिस्टम हो गया है. If you will see GS paper 3 previous year questions, if you will see there is frequent question on crop diversification and rice wheat system and its challenges. इंडिया में मेन राइस व्हीट सिस्टम जो है मेनली प्रिवेलेंट है. ठीक है? People are not willing or not willing to take the risk of growing diversified products like millet, pulses, oil seeds. Oil seeds, we import about 60% of oil seeds. Okay, 60% of our domestic requirements. Okay, so all these things are the challenges of MSP. But today we will stay focused on this. MSP distorts market prices. Okay, now some of you are saying that MSP distorts market prices in India. तो again WTO का क्या करना है? Indian market prices distort हो रहा है. But the thing is कि Indian market is connected to global market. Okay, and India is seen as the cereal basket of the world. ठीक है? India राइस का सबसे बड़ा एक्सपोर्टर है. ठीक है? राइस का सबसे बड़ा इंपोर्टर कौन है? Who is the largest producer of rice? India is the largest exporter of rice. Who is the largest producer of rice? Yes. So China is the largest producer, right? Okay. India is the largest exporter of rice. So if prices increases in India, then WTO says that it creates problem of food security for many other countries who are dependent on Indian crops for their own food security. Okay. तो WTO का पॉइंट ये है कि if somebody या if country like India is distorting the market and because of that prices are fluctuating, because of that prices are not market determined, then it is eventually leading to challenge for the others. Okay, so it says that the subsidies like minimum support price are trade distortionary. Okay, now in order to deal with such distortionary quote in quote, okay, according to WTO, what actions WTO take? Now we'll see WTO and agreement on agriculture. Okay, so WTO signed agreement on agriculture under its Uruguay round, okay, in 1995. According to this agreement, WTO said that all the baskets, all the agriculture subsidies will be classified in these three boxes. Okay, green box subsidy, amber box subsidy, blue box subsidy. Okay, and WTO said that there are some subsidies which do not distort the market. Okay, what are those subsidies? According to WTO, those subsidies which are not directly linked to production quantity. Okay, those subsidies which do not incentivize production of a particular crop. Okay, और जो कि production quantity से linked नहीं है, those are not trade distortionary. That is the definition of WTO. Okay, so it says that if you are giving, for example, MSP, minimum support price, when government is giving MSP, it is giving money to the farmer on the basis of how many production a farmer is having. ठीक है, तो कोई अगर 100 टन का प्रोडक्शन करता है तो उसको ज्यादा एमएसपी मिलेगा, कोई अगर 50 टन का एमएसपी प्रोडक्शन करता है तो उसको कम मिलेगा. ठीक है, yes, subsidies on seeds, fertilizers, we will see all these things comes under amber box subsidies. Okay, we'll see how. ठीक है, so green box subsidies, these are not linked to production quantities, okay, or area under cultivation. For example, investment on R&D. ठीक है, R&D पर अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट खर्च कर रही है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सब्सिडीज, लाइक से इरिगेशन फैसिलिटी डेवलप कर दिया. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से कि डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर विच आर नॉट लिंक्ड टू एनी प्रोडक्शन क्वांटिटी. ठीक है, तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर independent of production quantity. So these are examples of green box subsidies. So PM Kisan जो है, it's a very good example of this. Okay, so they said that these are non-distorting. WTO said that these are non-distorting, non-trade distorting. That's why on green box subsidies, no limits. Whatever is the products, you can continue giving as much subsidy you want. There's no limits on it. Okay. WTO says that these subsidies are also, these subsidies can also be related to the sustainability like things. Okay. So green box subsidy, they said that it is not trade distortionary. Okay. Okay. Suryakant is saying that even if government buys on MSP, they give it to PDS, then how MSP is affecting importer countries? No. See, ultimately, what is the logic of WTO? That the moment government says that I will buy your product above a certain, if market price will fall below MSP, I will buy your product at MSP. Okay. Because of this assurance, government has effectively set a floor price from the crops. ठीक है, कि उससे नीचे कुछ भी होगा तो गवर्नमेंट बोलेगी हम खरीद लेंगे. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट थ्योरेटिकली मार्केट प्राइस जो है वो ऑलवेज एमएसपी के ऊपर रहेगा. इन एक्चुअल मतलब इन रियलिटी दिस डज नॉट ऑलवेज हैपन. ठीक है, हमेशा ऐसा नहीं होता है कि एमएसपी से ऊपर ही मार्केट प्राइस होता है. दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ एमएसपी. एमएसपी के अपने प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. एमएसपी इज नॉट गिवन इन ऑल द 28 स्टेट्स. कुछ स्टेट्स में एमएसपी जो है वो मोर इफेक्टिव है, बाकी स्टेट्स में एमएसपी को कोई जानता नहीं. ठीक है, तो दैट इज अदर थिंग. बट एट अ थ्योरेटिकल लेवल WTO सेज दैट by providing a MSP, by providing a guaranteed price, you are distorting the market price, because then market will have to set its price above MSP. Otherwise, nobody will buy it. Okay, and if market prices will be high, then that means export price from India will be high. That means the other countries who are dependent on India for their food grains, they will get products at higher price. Okay, that is the basic logic. Okay. So some of the subsidies are in green box subsidies. Then some of the types of subsidies like MSP, which are dependent on the production quantity, are put in amber box subsidies. Okay. So subsidies related to production quantity like MSP are ये हो गया. ठीक है, are included in amber box subsidies. So MSP हो गया, जो भी input subsidies है. Okay, these things are included in amber box subsidies. They say that this is trade distortionary. WTO says that this is trade distortionary, and because of that there is a limit. What is the limit? For developing countries, limit is 10% of total production value. Means if India is producing rice worth 100 rupees, then maximum subsidy India can give to the rice farmer is 10 rupees. ठीक है, अगर 100 रुपए का राइस प्रोड्यूस होता है इंडिया में, तो 10 रुपया से ज्यादा सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट नहीं दे सकती. ओके, दैट इज द restriction. For developing countries, it is 10% of total production value. For developed countries, it is 5%. For developing countries, it is 10%. So amber box subsidies are restricting in nature. Okay, it is stopping government from giving as much subsidy as it want, depending on their own economic circumstances. Okay, and then there is third box, okay, which is blue box subsidies. Okay, so blue box subsidies क्या है? Blue box subsidies are for all practical purposes, blue box subsidies are amber box subsidies, but with production limitation. Okay, कि amber box subsidy ही है. Okay, I'm repeating this 10% wala again. Okay, I'm repeating this 10% wala again because it is very, very important. That forms the crux. ठीक है, किसी को समझ में नहीं आए तो ask it because that forms the crux. Okay, so amber box subsidy says that if total production value of a crop is say 100 rupees, ठीक है, राइस का total production value in India is 100 rupees, then the maximum value of amber box subsidy government can give is 10 rupees. Okay, if government will give more than 10 rupees, let's say 12 rupees का subsidy दे दिया, 100 rupees total production value है इंडिया का in a particular year, और government 12 rupees subsidy दे रहा है, ठीक है, then that means government is violating WTO's agreement on agriculture. Okay, funda clear sabka? Okay, that means even if government want to give subsidy, even if government want to give 15 rupees subsidies, government, for example, Indian government thinks that situation in India is such that 15 rupees subsidy should be given, but still if India will give that, then it will violate the WTO's rules. Okay, and then there will be repercussions. Okay, so that is about amber box subsidy. So whole challenge is about amber box subsidy. We will see that ये जितना issue है कि WTO और इंडिया का फूड सिक्योरिटी का जो लिंकेज है, that is because of amber box subsidy and its limiting nature, that 10% ही आप दे सकते. Okay, and then we have blue box subsidy. Blue box subsidies are amber box subsidy but with production limiting feature. So this is like I will give you subsidy, but you will have to reduce area under some crop. Okay, so this kind of blue box subsidy mostly no country is giving. Okay, some Nordic countries used to give. Okay, as a practically में neither any developed countries except few Nordic countries कोई नहीं दे रहा है. ठीक है, because blue box subsidy का virtually it means कि government will give money to the farmer and then will tell them to reduce the production. Okay, so of course that's not that's not possible for country like India. We cannot we are anyway struggling with food security, तो हम लोग कम करने तो बोल ही नहीं सकते. तो ब्लू बॉक्स सब्सिडी जो है वो बस प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, बाकी ब्लू बॉक्स सब्सिडी का और कोई इस इशू में इसका कुछ नहीं है. इशू में बस दो है, ग्रीन बॉक्स सब्सिडी जिस पर कोई लिमिट नहीं लगा हुआ है, जिसको जितना मन चाहे उतना दे दो. एम्बर बॉक्स सब्सिडी, इस पर लिमिट लगा हुआ है 10% ऑफ टोटल प्रोडक्शन वैल्यू का. Okay, now we'll see that government of India says that there are two kind of challenges. One, even when we talk about amber box subsidies, more than 90% of the amber box subsidies are given by developed countries. ठीक है, टोटल जो amber box subsidy का बना हुआ है entitlement, more than 90% of the total amber box subsidies are given by the developed countries. Even then they are not violating agreement on agriculture because वो separate crops पर दे देते हैं. ठीक है, they are giving it to separate crops. Okay, so they have diversified it so that they are not crossing 5% limit for them. For developed countries they have 5% limit. So developed countries are giving more subsidies under amber box, but still they are able to respect the WTO's agreement on agriculture because they are not crossing 5% limit फॉर ए पर्टिकुलर क्रॉप. ठीक है, तो वो 50 क्रॉप पर दे रहे हैं. ठीक है, और किसी भी क्रॉप पर 5 रुपया से ज्यादा नहीं दे रहे हैं. अगर 100 रुपया का है तो वो 5 रुपया से ज्यादा नहीं दे रहे, बट वो 50 क्रॉप पे दे रहे हैं. So even though developed countries are giving more amber box subsidies, 90% of the total, still they are able to manage. Okay, okay. So this is one challenge. And when country like India is giving it, we are quickly crossing the 10% limit, and then we are not able to respect the WTO's limit. और बाकी ग्रीन बॉक्स में ब्लू बॉक्स अगेन रिपीट कर रहे हैं, ब्लू बॉक्स जो है वैसा सब्सिडी है जो कि अदरवाइज एम्बर बॉक्स में ही होता, बट नाउ इट कम्स विथ अ प्रोडक्शन लिमिटिंग फीचर. फॉर एग्जांपल, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, but with this that you will reduce your area under the cultivation. Okay, this is this. Okay, so these three, so this is green, amber and blue box subsidies. Okay, objection of India and other developing countries. Objection of India and other developing countries. Okay, G33 countries. Okay, you can write this. Okay, G33 countries are group of developing countries which opposes WTO's agreement on agriculture. Okay, तो G33 अलग से जो है वो prelims में पूछा जा सकता है. They can ask it in prelims कि G33 countries है क्या. Okay, because it's already in news. In March this year also there was this WTO का meeting था, तो वहां पर भी ये matter उठा हुआ था. ठीक है, तो this is always in news. WTO का agreement on agriculture and India's food security problem is always in news. Okay, objection of India is one, India says that India is not giving minimum support price to distort the trade. Okay, the intention of India when it is giving minimum support price is not to distort the trade or not to distort the international trade, but the idea is to support the farmers who are distressed. Okay, in order to ensure a minimum price to the farmer. Okay, that's one. And the second objective of India in giving minimum support price is to encourage farmer to produce more food so that India can provide cheap food to the people who need it. Okay, so that is the 2% thing. Okay, so objection of India is, India का जो objection है कि this is to help farmers get minimum price and ensure food security to people, about 66% of India's population, okay, via PDS system. तो गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है कि हम ये काम कर ही नहीं रहे फूड ट्रेड डिस्टॉर्ट करने के लिए. अगर गवर्नमेंट यहाँ से MSP पर प्रोक्योर करके बेच रही होती, ठीक है, ओपन मार्केट में ओपनली बेच रही होती, एक्सपोर्ट कर रही होती, तो मे बी इट्स लाइक मोर. ओके, इनफैक्ट इट मे नॉट बी अ लूप होल, it may be a designed feature. Okay, developing countries are saying that developed world have framed these rules, so they have made it according to their own way of giving subsidies. Okay, and then another thing is also that developed countries can afford to give subsidies which are delinked from the production quantity. जो green box वाला subsidy है, green box वाला subsidy is also being given more by developed world. ठीक है, क्योंकि production quantity से delinked subsidy, a country like India whose fiscal deficit is already 5.6%, so a country like India cannot afford to give lot of subsidies which are unrelated to the production quantity. अभी तो हम लोग PM किसान में 6,000 रुपया पर मंथ पर ईयर देना शुरू किए हैं. ठीक है, तो डेवलप्ड कंट्री विल गिव 50,000 रुपीज पर मंथ या पर ईयर. Okay, we cannot afford it. ठीक है, so country like India will ultimately come back to the amber box subsidies, and on amber box subsidies there is this 10% limitation, because of which India is not able to give it. Okay, so this is the main, ठीक है, main objection है India का. Okay, and then it is a threat to food security and developing countries. So when countries like India and other G33 countries protested a lot, WTO said that, okay, we will try to find a permanent solution to this public food stockholding program. We will try to find a permanent solution. But the permanent solution is very tricky, lot contested. Okay, till now permanent solution have not been found. But before that they said, okay, इन बाली, WTO का जो मीटिंग बाली में हुआ, okay, in 2013, WTO arrived at a peace clause. Okay, peace clause as a temporary solution. In peace clause, WTO said that until a permanent solution is found, okay, no other member country will hold any WTO member countries accountable for breaching the एम्बर बॉक्स सब्सिडी टारगेट्स. ठीक है, एम्बर बॉक्स सब्सिडी टारगेट्स अगर ब्रीच होगा तो उसके लिए कोई कंट्री दूसरे को अकाउंटेबल होल्ड नहीं करेगा, उसके खिलाफ कंप्लेन नहीं करेगा. ओके, दैट इज अ टेम्पोररी सॉल्यूशन व्हिच हैव बीन फाउंड. ओके, सो पीस क्लॉज में टेम्पोररी सॉल्यूशन दैट नो मेंबर कंट्री विल कंप्लेन against a developing country who breaches 10% subsidy of total production quantity. Okay, so this was the peace clause. Okay, तो peace clause ये आया, but peace clause is a temporary solution. Problem दो है, एक तो ये कि peace clause temporary है, दूसरा ये कि India has breached 10% subsidy limit many times. ठीक है, most recently in 2022-23 India has again breached that 10% limit, in particularly in rice. Okay, in rice, last 5 years India has consistently breached this 10% limit. In 2022-23 India's subsidy given on rice was 12%. So this is a big challenge. Okay, no, this is USA and Brazil goes to India against in WTO. That is different matter. Okay, that is not related to this agricultural boxes का limiting matter नहीं है. ठीक है, those are other matters. ठीक है, वो बाकी अलग अलग matters पे जाते हैं. ठीक है, इस वाले matter पे नहीं जाते. ठीक है, because this is peace clause में ये cover हो गया है. ठीक है, but problem ये है कि एक तो permanent solution नहीं है. इंडिया का कहना ये है कि दिस इज ए टेम्पोररी सॉल्यूशन, कभी भी बोलोगे खत्म हो गया. ओके, तो इंडिया का डिमांड एक तो ये है कि परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन लाओ. ओके, कि पीस क्लॉज का टेम्पोररी सॉल्यूशन नहीं चाहिए. ओके, द सेकंड इज कि इंडिया इज सेइंग दैट मूव दिस पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम वाला प्रोग्राम टू द ग्रीन बॉक्स. ठीक है, पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन वाले सिस्टम को जो है वो एम्बर बॉक्स से हटा ही दो. ठीक है, तो पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग प्रोग्राम जो है मूव इट टू द ग्रीन बॉक्स सब्सिडी. ओके, मूव पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग प्रोग्राम्स टू ग्रीन बॉक्स सब्सिडी विदाउट एनी लिमिट, विदाउट एनी सब्सिडी लिमिट. ओके, तो यहां पर इंडिया का ये दो डिमांड है. ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज वन मोर टेक्निकल डिमांड, that the prices which are taken into account while calculating the subsidy is the reference price is from the reference year, and the reference year is 1986-88. So the price on which WTO is calculating whether a country is breaching this 10% limit or not is based on 1986-88 ka price. Okay, so again India also says that we have to update the price. ये बहुत पुराना price हो गया. Since 1986-88 the agricultural market have changed a lot. Okay, since that time agricultural market have changed a lot, prices have changed a lot of inflation, lot of different products have different kind of prices. Okay, so India's demand number 3 is we change reference year for calculating prices from 1986-88. ठीक है, इतना पुराना प्राइस पर आप डिसाइड कर रहे हो, दैट इज अगेन ए बिग प्रॉब्लम. ओके, तो दिस इज इंडियाज डिमांड. इफ दीज डिमांड्स विल बी मेट तो इंडिया का WTO के साथ जो फूड सिक्योरिटी वाला चैलेंज है वो खत्म हो जाएगा. ओके, इज MSP 50% और 12% ऑन राइस? नो, हर्षद, MSP इज द MSP पर टन या पर केजी, व्हाटएवर MSP इज डिसाइडेड, दैट इज 50% ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन वैल्यू. ठीक है, अगर राइस का प्रोडक्शन करने में 10 रुपया लगता है, ठीक है, तो MSP मिनिमम 15 रुपया होना चाहिए. ओके, दैट इज डिफरेंट. ठीक है, व्हेन आई सेड 12% दैट वाज डिफरेंट. ओके, 12% ये था कि इंडिया में टोटल जितना राइस प्रोड्यूस हुआ सारा तो MSP में गया नहीं. ठीक है, कुछ मार्केट में गया. ठीक है, इंडिया में जो टोटल राइस प्रोडक्शन हुआ उसका 10% मैक्सिमम सब्सिडी वैल्यू होना चाहिए. ओके, दैट इज दिस. ओके, what will be consequence on India when WTO go against? Okay, from 1986 to 88. Okay, India is telling to bring it more closer. ठीक है, as closer to the time as possible. ठीक है, 2015 ले आओ, 17 ले आओ, 18 ले आओ, जहां का भी डेटा है, that India is telling to bring it more closer to the current time. Right? You have a point. Okay, in fact, that is what precisely G33 countries are saying, that developed countries are arm twisting WTO. Okay, but again, let's see what happens. Okay, in India. Okay, so let's see what happens. क्या होता है? Okay, but you should remember one more thing, that at least theoretically WTO में डिसीजन मेकिंग जो है कितना परसेंटेज से होता है? WTO में जो वोटिंग होता है, वोट को पास होने के लिए कितना परसेंट वोट चाहिए किसी डिसीजन को पास होने के लिए WTO में? See, WTO has an interesting way to make decisions. Okay, WTO says that it makes decision on the basis of consensus. ठीक है, आइडियली क्या होता है, WTO के मीटिंग्स में बोला जाता है कि दिस डिसीजन विल बी टेकन. ठीक है, इज एनीबडी अपोजिंग इट? अगर कोई अपोज करता है तो फिर वो डिसीजन पास नहीं होता है. तो WTO passes एनी डिसीजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कंसेंसस. इसीलिए WTO में डिसीजंस बहुत स्लो होते हैं. ठीक है, 1995 में अडॉप्ट हो गया. उस समय में प्रोबेबली डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज डिड नॉट रियलाइज दिस.